Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good evening. Good night. Hello. Hello. La la. La la. La 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 la. La la. La la. Hello. Hello. I am very sorry because I freaked up and none of my stuff shipped. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry that none of my stuff shipped. But it's okay. It's okay. I deserve this. It's okay. It's okay. I deserve this. Today, today, I will go through my own personal hell, and I'll confess that last night, I had to pee. I had to pee really bad. So, I took my Starbucks cup that I had in my room, and I peed in it, and I thought I would save it for the torture stream, and I thought to myself, okay, well, let me taste test a little, and I did, and it actually did not taste that bad. It tasted like a little salty, and it tasted like kind of like sour gummies a little bit. It was actually like like sour candy. It was actually not that bad. But I thought in my head maybe I should do that for for a stream, and that's what I did. And then I sat there on the bathroom floor, and I was very upset. Do you have diabetes? I drink energy drinks and water all day. So I think it's from the energy drink. No, I took a sip and I said, oh God, no. And I was pretty ashamed. And then one time I went pee, and I had the urge to throw up. So I puked in the toilet where I peed, and it splashed on my face, and I started crying because I was really upset about it. And I started crying, and I was really ashamed, and it was horrible. And it made me really sad, and I felt really ashamed. And then one time I bought a McDonald's cheeseburger, and I didn't really want it to go to waste, and I left it in the fridge for like 5 days, and it still looked the same. So I just ate it. And it was kind of like falling apart, and it was gray, and I ate it because I was really hungry. And then one time I didn't have money when I was at work at a job, and all they had was hot sauce in the fridge. So I put hot sauce in a cup, and I just drank it, and that was my lunch. And I couldn't do anything else. And then one time at work, I didn't wanna pay a lot of money for food, so I bought a dollar store burrito. It was like 65 cents, and it was really bad, and there was like pieces of plastic in it or something, and I just ate it, and it was so disgusting, and it was horrible and bad, and I just drowned it in hot sauce because I was hungry, and yeah. And then what's another one? One time I was out like at a little like not pool but like swim area. What was it? Like a river, lake, something. And I had stepped on a little piece of glass, but I was with people I didn't know, so I was a little embarrassed, and I just didn't tell them I had glass in my foot, and I walked around like that, and I was kind of like stumbling around, but I was too nervous to tell them, hey, I have glass in my foot, I need to get it out, because that would be really embarrassing and put a lot of attention on me, so I just walked out in it. Thank you for the super. And then, what's another one? What's another one? We gotta think of more. Oh. One time, I made the grimace shake out of out of Fruit Loops that I soaked in milk and frozen blueberries, and it was not that bad. It was not that bad. I actually quite liked it. And then one time, this isn't a, well, maybe this is kind of my fault too. One time when I lived with my roommates, they made burgers, but they never cleaned the pan for like weeks. And the house, not house, it was an apartment. It started to smell. It smelled so bad. It smelled like fishy. And I looked in the pan and it looked like the bottom of a tentacle, and it was really fucked up. And I yelled at them really hard to clean it. Yeah, it was really scary. And then many times I have done this. I have food in my room. Like sometimes I will have a bowl of samyang ramen I made, but I can't eat it in one day. So I just leave it in my room overnight and I eat it over the course of like 1 to 3 days. And it gets really hard and it's like kind of crunchy after. And yeah, that's how I kind of eat it sometimes. I actually just did that this morning. And then also I eat all of my food I eat it refrigerated. I eat most food cold, and it's really good that way, and I like it, but it's really bad. And I'll just like sometimes leave things out, and I'll just eat it after. One time, I ate food from a fast food place, and there was a very visible piece of hair. And right when I saw that hair, my body just ejected vomit everywhere, and I couldn't do anything about it. I've never puked like that before, and it was terrible. It was terrible. It was awful. I couldn't deal with that. It was terrible. It was really bad. When I eat wings with the bone, I don't know if this is normal, but I take the bone and I bite it in half, or I break it in half with my mouth, and I kind of like chew on the edges of it too, because I eat that shit clean. And yeah, that's what I do. And and I don't know, my mom said the bone shards would get in my mouth. That reminds me another thing. When I was younger and I would go to the bathroom, and my mom told me this, and it still scares me to this day, and I still think about it all the time, and this is why I'm really scared when I go to the bathroom. My mom told me if I go number 2 and I push really hard, my butthole will fall out of my body, and it'll look like a big red circle rose thing. And she said that will happen to me, and I have to be careful. And I still think about that, and I get really scared. And I always think about that, and I feel really scared. It can happen. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's scary. Oh my god. She told me that because she was trying to help me. Prolapse moment. I had an anal prolapse moment. I had a rosebud moment. Thank you.
Gold CRUNCH YRAMEN with a 1 cup of tea. The standard kind break first.
My pee didn't taste that bad. I'm gonna when are we having the anal prolapse test stream? Thoughts? Thoughts? Just for a test, of course. just testing out the features. No. No. Wanna hear something really foul? I have a really foul thing I can tell you. And this is what makes people think I'm a psycho. This is what makes people think I'm a psycho. This is really disgusting and terrible. I'm sorry. One time, I had a mole in my armpit, and I just didn't like it. I thought it was disgusting, so I cut it off with a scissor. Just because I wanted to. And I also did that with, like, if I had, like, a piece of, like, skin in between my fingers, and I cut it off. Yeah. And I just didn't want it, so I did that. Did it bleed? Yeah. But the pain didn't mean anything when I wanted it gone. You know what I mean? Do I have a scar? Not really. I could have literally killed you. I'm built different. I could have died from many things. One time, I went tubing, and my leg got stuck between rocks, and I started drowning, and I couldn't move my leg, and I almost broke it, and I almost hit my head on the bottom of a rock when I was tubing. But I got very lucky. I've almost died many times in my life. That's why I like being inside now. No. Did I survive? No. No. No, I didn't survive. No. No. No, I didn't. Did you die? Yeah. Yeah. I think I've died many times. I think I've died many times. Very scary stuff. But I'm just chilling. I'm just chilling like McFillin. Damn, hope you get better. I'm fine! I'm fine. I'm in tip-top shape. I used to go to the gym, and I used to work out really hard, like really hard. And I used to work out so hard to the point where I would throw up, and I found out that's not normal. But yeah, I used to do that, and I used to do it all the time. And my whole fridge was essentially filled up with all coconut water, and I was just a gym bro, and that's all I would do. And that's actually not something you should do at all. You should not throw up when you work out. No. No. You should not work out till you throw up. You should not. Your body should not be throwing up. Your body should not be throwing up. Do not do that. Your body, take care of your body. Take care of your body. You have to take care of your body. Yeah. Take care of your body. Don't do that. Can you throw up on me? Maybe in the future. Maybe in the future. Yeah. One time I found a bunch of chemicals under my fridge, and I mixed them together in a styrofoam cup, and it melted through the cup, and it sizzled, and it smelled really bad, and it scared me, and I didn't know what to do. Yeah. Yeah. One time when I was in school as a kid, my bus was late. Well, it didn't arrive at all, actually. So, for some reason in my head, I thought it was okay if I took a different bus. So I took a different bus, and I somehow, like, managed to walk home. And I remember my mom thought I went missing for hours, and they called the cops. And it turned out I was just walking home, and I was just chilling outside my house. So, yeah, that was that. I remember I got in a lot of trouble from that. One time I didn't want to go to school, so I pretended I was sick, and I put a bunch of makeup under my eyes, and I, like, made myself throw up on my shirt, and I was like, oh, no, I'm sick. And it didn't work, and I had to go to school anyway, and it was really bad, and it was terrible. And then one time when my mom was at work, I stayed home from school anyway, when I was not supposed to. When I was not supposed to, and I didn't tell the school, and the school was like, we don't know where your daughter is. And I was at home, and I was watching Sailor Moon, and I remember my mom came home and was so pissed off at me. And I did that 3 times. I got in a lot of trouble. And then one time when I was in like elementary school, like very young, very young in elementary school, I had to pee really bad. And I told my teacher, I was like, I have to pee so bad. Like, please, I need to go to the bathroom. I need to go to the bathroom. Please, please, please. And she wouldn't let me go to the bathroom. I don't really know why. Actually, it was her fault. But I peed a little on my chair, and then I ran to the bathroom and peed. And for some reason, they thought I just ran out of the school. So they had a police guy like look for me, and it turned out I was just in the bathroom. So I don't know what that was about, but it was very embarrassing. And I remember after that, I think I had moved shortly after, so I went to a different school anyway. Yeah. So that was fine. One time I had a crush on a kid. I had a crush on him. And I remember I would like kind of follow him on the playground. And he accidentally hit me in the face really hard with something. And I just acted like it didn't happen. And I was crying. But I was like pretending to smile. And I was just crying. And it turned out it was a huge bruise on my face. Like giant bruise on my chin. And after that I had to take a school picture like that. Yeah. And when we went inside, it was the same kid. Maybe some have not heard this story, but it was the same kid where he ate rotten pineapple. He ate rotten pineapple, and it made him throw up. And I stood on a table in the classroom, and I said, "Stop making fun of him! You guys are all bullies!" And I stood on a table, and I did that in front of everyone, and he never knew that I did that, and it didn't matter, and I don't know why I did that, but everybody stopped talking about that, and I think that they just were laughing at me instead. Yeah, that story. There's been a few stories. Yes, pretty awesome, pretty awesome, brave woman of me. Yeah, I've been nothing but a clown my whole life. What can I say? One time I was playing outside, and one of the kids, I guess, threw a rock, and it hit me right in the head, and it cracked my skull open. And I went inside, and I went like, "Mom, my head." And she went outside, and she almost killed the kid with her bare hands. And she got into a big issue with the kid. Yeah, it was crazy. Thank you for the soup, bud. Oh, looking forward to see if I might private this stream. I don't know. And then one time I was on the bus, and this one older kid said something sexual to me, and I didn't know what it meant. So I told my mom, "What does this mean?" And she went, "What?" And she found the kid, and she said that if he ever says anything like that again to me, she's gonna kill his parents and feed it to him. And needless to say, he did not do that. But I don't know if he ever told his parents about that. But yeah. What did he say? He said something about like a blowjob. And I was like, "What the heck is a blowjob? I'm not blowing my mouth." And my mom was like, "What?" or something, and she got really mad. And yeah, she said like she would like kill his parents first or something. And then obviously like he'd have to live with that, or I don't even know. I don't remember. But yeah. Yeah. That was something. Yeah, my mom has always been like that. One time I had a kid that would like hit me and like bully me and like punch me and kind of beat me up a little. And my mom went fucking crazy, and she almost like, she almost, well, I made it so she didn't, but she almost caused some major issues for their family. Because I was always a little kid. Like, I was always little. I was always very tiny. And, yeah. My mom was pretty cool, but I was also a little idiot, so I always got into, like, little, like, you know, stupid trouble. One time when I lived in a very ghetto apartment place, I saw some guy stealing out of people's home, and I screamed, and I told the cops, and I actually got him found. Fun fact. I actually got the guy found. I guess I helped. I probably didn't exactly do it, but yeah. And I guess it worked out. And he gave me a special newspaper, and I think my name was in it or something. Yeah. And then one time at the same apartment place, there was a woman, and she was putting her groceries in the house, and she fell, and she broke her leg, and she was screaming, and she was like, "Somebody help me, help me, help me, somebody help me, ah!" Like screaming, and I was the only one standing there, and I got so scared I just ran away, and I ran home, and I cried. and then and then one time, my older sister was, she went snowboarding. She went snowboarding, and I guess she like fell, and she hurt her leg, and I watched her fall, and she was like, "Help me! Can you help me?" And I was inside, but I don't know why I got really scared. So I just saw her drag herself all the way back home. Like, I just watched her drag herself, and I didn't do anything about it. And the only thing I did was help her open the door. But I was like really scared. Like, I was like like shaking in fear. I don't know why. Yeah. What's with you? A lot. A lot. Were you a child? Yes. I was not an adult. No. I was a child, and I was just shaking. I was like, like I didn't know what to do. Yeah. Just clown things. And then what else? What else? One time, I was online, and I was talking in like online games and stuff, and the other person I was playing with said, "You know, I can see you through your webcam right now." And ever since then, I tape every webcam. I make sure it's not on my face, and I have super paranoia about it, because I believe it, even though he probably just said it as a joke, he or she, I don't know who it was, but they said it as a joke.
Guys, I am starting to think we can TFIX her.
Yeah. You had VTuber. Yeah, it fucking scared me so bad. It scared me so bad. And then one time I was talking to somebody on Steam, and they sent me a picture of like, I think it was Jeff the Killer or Smile Dog, and they said, "This is what I look like," or something to me, and I got so scared that I like didn't log on for like, I don't even know how long. It was so fucking scary. And it scared the shit out of me, and I was like, "Oh my god, they actually look like that." And then one time, I used to talk in online games, and people said I was putting on a voice and that I was actually a guy. So instead of saying no, I went with it, and I pretended I was a guy for like years. And I had some online friends, and they thought I was a guy for years. So they thought I was like a guy just putting on a voice. Yes, I'm a guy. But I would also pretend to be like a little boy, because that's what... Okay, it was a different time. It was a different time way back when. Women online would get so much shit. They get so much shit way back when. So I would just kind of pretend to be a little boy, and I would actually like get a lot less shit for that. So I would just pretend to be a little boy, and I used to like you know, that would make up for like my bad game skill. So that's what I would do. I would just be a little boy and be like, yeah, I'm on my brother's PC. It was my PC. Squeaker. And then one time I was in an Xbox Live party, and I was in an Xbox Live party with this guy I had a crush on when I was younger, and he did not like me back at all. But I just had a crush on him, and we were in a party like with his friends or whatever. I think he was a lot older than me. It's like it wasn't a thing, and I thought it would be a good idea to play some music I thought was really cool. Like, I thought it was really cool music, and I played it through my microphone, and he was like, oh my god, shut up! Like, stop fucking playing that! And he got really mad at me. And I think they muted or kicked me from the party, and I just sat there crying. I listened to the music. What music was it? I don't know. I don't know what music it was, but I remember I was like... Yeah, I was way too young, but like they invited me because they wanted to be nice, and I think we were trying to play like Mortal Kombat, and I was just like playing music, like it was fucking annoying, like it was terrible, and yeah, they kicked me, and they were like, God, it's so fucking annoying, stop playing that. It was a YouTube poop compilation. That reminds me, when I was younger in school, I used to show people YTPMV and YouTube poop compilations, and like none of them got it. Like I was just on the internet, so none of them understood, and they like looked at me like I had 5 heads, and they were really scared, and it was terrible. And then one time when I got into Vocaloid, I'll let this play. Thank you. I'm glad you like my jeans. Play the fucking alert!
ダンティルースホープガイスウィーカンスティルフィクスハ
I don't think you can. But anyway, one time when I was younger, I got into Vocaloid, yes? And I showed my sister, like, oh man, there's cool stuff. Like, I like this cool stuff. And then I had my friends over. And then my sister said, this is what she really listens to. And they all, like, laughed at me. And it was really terrible. And I hated it. And it was awful. And I never showed people stuff like that ever again. I never showed anybody anything like that ever again. I just kept it to myself. It was terrible, and it was really embarrassing, and it was super traumatic at the time. Was it Kikuo? Kikuo was not a thing way back when. Are you okay? I think so. I think I'm fine. Through trials and tribulation, I became whole. Yeah, my sister and I like would really mess with each other when we were kids. And one time, I really hate tuna fish. I really hated tuna fish. Like, it's disgusting. I hated tuna fish. So my sister, I was outside and I was talking to people, and my sister, I don't know why, she came up to me and she shoved tuna fish in my mouth, and she cut open my mouth, and I was just throwing up and bleeding in front of everybody. Yeah, that's a worthwhile membership, right? And she was like, like acting like she pranked me, but then she saw I was bleeding and she like ran home. Yeah. She like shoved it in my mouth really fast, so she like scratched my mouth, and I was like, ugh. Yeah. And then one time I was really thirsty, so I took a drink from one of her drinks. It had a straw in it. So, I did it really fast to like mess with my sister, and the straw got stuck in my throat, and she like tried to like push it and pull it out, so it like carved a little like thing in my throat, and yeah, and I was like choking on a straw. It like pushed into my throat and like cut it. Thanks, sister. How? Because she was like she was pissed about it. She was pissed off about it. Yeah. But one time, my sister went to prank scare me, and she came up from behind my door, and I took my fist and I punched her directly in the face, and her nose started bleeding and she fell to the ground. And I didn't mean to, it was just like a reaction, but I think I almost like broke her nose or really injured her nose. Yeah. Thank you. This is really worthwhile for memberships. I agree. I totally agree. Like the Arthur episode? What Arthur episode? No, this is my confession of my life. This is my crimes. I'm literally in hell. Like this, you're like the judgment in hell. You're like the judgment crowd in hell. That's the idea. That's the idea. Okay, do you understand? That's the idea. Trauma dump. Yep, you sit your ass down and listen, boy. Yeah. The council will decide I feel so bad for her. I'm fine now. I can tell you another story. One time this girl was bullying me in school. She was bullying me in school. And I don't know why. I mean, this was either really cringe or really good, but people thought it was funny as fuck. But, she was bullying me, and I just got really fed up, and I got really mad. Like, she just wouldn't fucking stop, and I said, how about you suck the shit out of my ass? Like, I got pissed, and people were like, ooh. Like, they didn't. They were like, ooh. And I almost got in trouble for saying that to her. I was like, you bitch! Suck the shit out of my ass! Leave me alone! And, yeah, needless to say, she didn't do it after that, but, yeah. Yep. And then, in school, one time, I had a stalker. I had this stalker, I don't know why. I really don't know why, because I didn't do anything, and I was, like, really kept to myself. But I had this guy who stalked me, and I really didn't like him. He pissed me off all the time. And he was really weird, and he memorized my schedule, and he got somebody to, got my friend to give my phone number to them, or, like, somebody I worked on a school project with to give my phone number. And he would just, like, stalk me, and he would always, like, somehow find me. And, he even tried to take my bus route home and stuff like that. And one time he gave me a letter that was like confessing, and I told him, I was like, I don't fucking like you. Get it through your head. And I felt really bad about that. But yeah, he didn't. He stopped after that. Ew, my honk laugh. But yeah. And it's the funniest part is like he was kind of a normal guy. He was like a normal guy. He wasn't a weirdo. Like he was not a weirdo. I think he was a football player and he was just a normal dude. But like, yeah, I like got pissed off. But like I still kind of regret that in my head because I felt like that was really, really mean. But I was just really like pissy, and I always told him I was like, yeah, leave me alone. Yeah, leave me alone. Yeah, leave me alone. Because all I like to do is go on my phone and go on my laptop and do my work. And I would just watch anime and read manga. I watch anime and read manga on my phone and laptop, and that's what I do. And he was taking out of my precious time, and it pissed me off. So, I don't know, I would get mad about it. Like, I would have my headphones in, and he would try to pester me a little bit. So, I was like, I don't know, I get fucking mad. And sometimes I would just do that in the bathroom stall so he couldn't find me. Yeah. That was a thing in life that happened. I don't know. I've always been like, I'm a very irritable person. I'm very irritable. So like if somebody like cuts into my time where like I want to like watch and like, read manga, you know, like watch anime, whatever it may be that I do, I get really pissed off like really easily, like really bad. Normies explode. I think normies, ew. I think normies, that you stated you were a stalker yourself earlier. Yeah, when I was like 6 or like 7, when I was 7 years old. I don't think that exactly qualifies. Would you like a therapist? Yeah, I've gone to therapy, and my therapist my therapist told me to listen to Animal Collective because I was really into music, and somehow she like really got attached to me. And after she had to move, but she told me that like when I was old enough, because I wasn't old enough, I need to add her on Facebook so we could like talk and stuff. But she was really nice, and yeah, we would listen to music and talk about music. Sounds like an anime plot, I guess. Yeah. Any embarrassing Halloween stories? Yeah. When I was a kid, I was really into Dorothy. I was really into Dorothy from what the fuck is that movie called? Yellow Brick Road. What is that movie? Wizard of Oz. And I was really into Dorothy, so I dressed up as Dorothy every year, like for years. And that's what I would dress up as. And then one time I ate a lot of Halloween candy and I like got really sick all over my Dorothy outfit. Because I would kind of like fit into a similar one every year, like with the same stuff. So I had to give up on the Dorothy. But it was like years. I was Dorothy for years. Yeah. For years and years I was Dorothy. And then for Halloween in school one time, I dressed up as a Japanese schoolgirl, and it was really cringe, and people looked at me like weird because it was like a Japanese schoolgirl outfit, and they were like, "Oh, that's not really a Halloween costume, is it?" I was like, "Oh." Oh. And they were like, "Oh, you look just like this." Like some like character, and I was like, "Oh yeah." It was so bad. I mean, I did look good, but what else? I cosplayed as Rin from Vocaloid around I don't know why, I just went outside with the cosplay on, and it was really fucking cringe, and people started to like, I don't know, how do I explain? They just stared at me, and they thought it was weird, and I went home, and I was really embarrassed, and I never did that ever again in my whole entire life. Never in my whole entire life, I never did that again, like, dressing as Rin outside. It was bad. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why I did a lot of things, to be honest with you. One time, I had a crush on somebody online, and they did not have a crush on me back, and they probably thought I was really weird. But I sent them this song, I Saw the Light by Todd Rundgren, and I was like, "This is how I feel about you." And I think they said, "That's a really weird song, I don't like it." And I think I like just like gave up. I was so embarrassed. I was like, "No." No. Tom Holland. It was Tom Rundgren. Yeah, it was really bad. It was really bad. It was terrible. And I was like, "This is like my feelings about you." And they're like, "Oh, I don't like that." Did you ever make a mixtape for anyone? No. No. I stopped all those plights of anguish way back when. I stopped. Yeah. Are you terminally online? I guess I'd say so. I feel like normal people now are kind of like terminally online, but in the worst way possible, and they just like want to cause some fucking issues, and it pisses me off. We need to be terminally online with our embarrassing online stories. Okay? Why they have tomatoes in hell? That's from you. That's from you. That's from you. That's from you. I've been not a normie, but I've definitely been somewhat of a Norman in my life. I used to work regularly. I used to work out regularly. I used to have, an apartment place and everything. I used to be I used to be active. I used to, just chill the frick out. I wasn't totally online during that time. And then COVID happened and I went online again. And then that happened. Yeah. And that's what happened. So, that's how it goes. So the cookie crumbled. Yeah. COVID saved you. Yeah, I would have been the autonomy machine, the cogs going, of working my 2 jobs and going about it. Yeah. I was into the gym. I was actually pretty fit at some point, and then I gave up because I stopped driving. The brood witch. Good joke. Yeah, I stopped driving. So I became a little hermit inside. And that's how it goes. Yeah. Making a lot of ketchup. Yes. Well, I think that's all I can remember right now. Can you talk about your normie job? I've had a couple. I've had many jobs that I've worked. It depends. But I used to work at Target. You know Target. I'll just explain at Target. But I used to be like almost a manager at a Target or something. At the time, I was pretty, yeah. But now I'm a clown online. Now I'm a clown online. And I remember my job would make me so mad sometimes because people were so fucking stupid. And it pissed me off so much. And I remember one time somebody came up to me and they were like, I want shampoo for my daughter, but I want it to be this specific shampoo. And I was like, oh, well, it can't be that shampoo because it's gonna burn your daughter's eyes. It's gonna burn her eyes. Like, you should get the kid shampoo. It won't burn her eyes. But I saw this on TV and I heard it was good. So I want this one. And I'm like, okay, then get that one. But I want it to be for kids. Oh, well, I can't make that happen. I'm sorry. I can't really make that happen. Well, this place is terrible. I'm talking to blah, blah, blah. I can't believe you wouldn't help me with this, blah, blah, blah. And I would take a break. And I would go into my car and I would beat the fuck out of the back of my chair and I would scream and then I'd go back in and I'd be like, that's what I would do. I would hit the back of my chair. I'd beat the hell out of the back of my chair. I'd kick it. I'd scream like, ah! At the top of my lungs, and then I'd just go back in. And I would, yeah. No, that's what I would do. Yep. And that's kind of how retail jobs work. I mean, yeah. But that's how people treat you at retail jobs as well. I remember one time I was like supposed to take my lunch break, but I couldn't because somebody needed help. And they needed help. I forgot what they needed help with, but it was just a fucking worthless thing. And I missed my goddamn lunch break because I had already clocked out to help this person. And I sat there starving all day. And I was so pissed off. I literally would just go into the bathroom and eat things sometimes. I'm pissed off. Crazy things have happened. Crazy things have happened at retail jobs. I hate that. I hate it. Yeah. Yeah. But it was pretty bad. And anybody, I'm gonna say this, anybody who works retail right now, you're like a soldier on a battlefield. I salute you. I've worked many a retail job. I've worked many of them. And I gotta say, I salute you. Good for you. Because that shit sucks. When I used to clock in, I would feel like I wanted to die right away. So I salute you. I salute your ass. Completely. Yeah. Completely. I know what it's like. And it's no good. It's no good. Is there anything anyone could fix for me? No. I'm just confessing life. Life. I'm fine. I'm pretty happy. I couldn't be happier right now, to be honest with you. Yeah. I'm just a little fucked up. But that's okay. That's literally... Fucked up people make for good VTubers. What can I say? Messed up people make for good VTubers. What can I say? That's how it goes. This is how life goes. Yeah. It's fun here. You look at me, you poke and prod like I'm a little circus animal in a cage. That's how it's meant to be. That is how it's meant to be. So you know what? That's okay. That's okay. Literally, I'm here. I'm like a little monkey dancing in a cage for your music. Yeah. That's me. That's me. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, bye.
Guys, I want her worse.
If you work retail, have a nice day.